Good morning, everyone. This is Ryan Hayes with Engage121 for this week's Engage121 product update webinar. We've got a lot of great new things to take a look at this week. As I'm sure all of you have seen the new Speak that's been launched into your accounts. We'll walk through some of the features that that may not be obvious for you, as well as the new campaign reporting functionality that goes along with that, and the addition of Google Plus Pages as a connection type, both for posting through Speak and moderating through Listen. So without further ado, we do have a lot to get through, so we'll switch over to the application here and launch into Speak. The initial page here you're seeing is more or less the same as what you saw in the preview of Speak that we had up. Not many changes here, but we'll go ahead and start in corporate. If you are on an account that does not have outlets, you will see local, but it will be grayed out and it's not something that you can click on. There are certainly opportunities to add outlets, to add the OA functionality that you've seen in some of my previous webinars for accounts that don't have traditional outlets. So it's something that I do encourage you to speak with client services about, or your sales rep, with regard to if that could help meet some needs for you for your particular account. But starting in Speak, the first thing, obvious change here is the addition of campaigns. At this point, campaigns are fairly limited to Twitter and Facebook, primarily because that's where we can where there are analytics available, where there's data available for us to retrieve. But we'll obviously be continuing to build that out. And as we look at some of the objectives, there are some that are fairly platform agnostic as well. So starting, we would put in a name for the campaign. And I won't go through the whole thing because we're going to see all of that when we look at it later. And if I could type correctly today, it probably would help us. At any rate, we'll choose the start date for the campaign, and essentially from that point forward, that's when we're going to start monitoring the metrics that you select down in the objectives. You have the option of setting an end date, so if there's a certain goal you want to reach by the end of the year, you can set your end date for the end of the year, and your reporting will reflect that, whether you're able to meet that objective by that point in time. Now, you can choose up to 3 different objectives, and objectives at this point are things like increasing your fans and followers, getting clicks on your links, increasing interactions, and increasing mentions. So we'll take a look at each of these pretty quickly here. Increasing fans and followers is pretty straightforward. Choose whether you want to increase by a percentage or a particular number. So for example, if we want to add 100,000 fans and followers across all of our platforms, we can select all of them and report and measure the metric that way. This can be across both your corporate connections as well as your outlet connections. Additionally, we'll have the click-throughs for links, rather, is just going to monitor the number of clicks on any bit.ly links that you create, any links that you create during in posts that are attributed to these campaigns. So here you're just going to put the number of clicks that you want to receive. What's your goal for getting link clicks there? And then we'll take a look at interactions. This is essentially the interactions chart that you're used to in Evaluate. So this is looking for comments and replies and retweets and wall posts and things along those lines. So just increasing activity reaction from your fans and followers. So those things you can again set whether you want to increase it percentage-wise or by a particular number, however many interactions you want to generate. And then the last one we have here is mentions. This is essentially like setting up a buzz chart in Evaluate. We're going to say how many mentions we want to get. So if we want to get 1,000 mentions of at Engage121, for example, we could put that in. Or if I have a hashtag or something, some sort of a keyword mention, or keyword that I'm looking to have mentioned, this is where how I would set that up. And like I said, I'm not going to actually save this one because I'm going to choose one of my existing campaigns for the demo here. So I'm going to select a campaign from my drop-down. I'm going to choose my demo campaign. And coming later today, you'll also be able to edit a campaign afterwards. So as you see here, once we've selected a campaign, later today you'll also see a pencil icon next to it, so you can edit the details of that campaign at a later date. So for example, if you've set an end date for your campaign and you realize later that that was a little unrealistic for the goals you had set out, you can either come back and redefine your goals or extend your end date however you'd like to adjust that campaign moving forward. And that will be going up a little later today. Now, a big addition here is when we access the library, you'll see that we have the ability to upload into the library directly from Speak now. So if you have forgotten the photo that you wanted to use, you can click Add New Item, choose the type of item that you want to upload, go browse on your computer to find the logo that you want to upload, and upload that directly into the library from Speak. You don't have to get to Speak, realize you forgot the file you needed, and then have to go back to the library to upload it. You can do that all right here. And once you do upload it into the library here in Speak, it will remain in that library for later use, so you'll be able to access that again later. Now, some of the other things you'll see here is that we have more visual previews of the different assets that you have in your library. And in addition to this, if there is an image or an asset that you want to see a full-size view of, you can click on the magnifying glass. We'll open up a new tab there with the full size of the image. Or in the case of a post, for example, we'll scroll down here and select a library that's got some posts in it. I can click on the magnifying glass and see the full post content before I go in and use it, or the full PDF content, or whatever it is that you've got in your asset library. So when I found one that I want to use, I'll click on the little plus icon there, and that will be added into my composition box down here. One of the other things I want to point out here is that we've made a change to the way that we do the bit.ly links, and the biggest change here is that we are now storing all of the links that you create through the bit.ly link tool here. So at the top of the screen, you'll see that I can select from any of the different links that I've already created. I can also create new ones, and those will be saved for later use, as well as for the tracking for the campaign. So that's a change to the way we did things. Previously, you did need to choose to save a link. We're going to do that automatically so that we're able to provide you with the campaign reports about your link tracking, as well as giving you the ability to reuse those links down the road. So you don't have to create a new link for your website every time you go to use it. You'll have that right there ready for use. And we'll go ahead and continue on to the next screen, and you see now all of your platforms here. This stays mostly the same as what you're used to. So you choose the platform, choose the post type, choose the connection that you want to post it to. In the case of Facebook, if you want to do additional targeting, you can do that here. I will point out while we are here that Offers is currently grayed out but will be coming soon. Facebook Offers, if you are not already aware, is their way of posting a coupon or a Groupon style offer. There are some requirements imposed by Facebook regarding offers. In order to create one, your page has to have at least 400 likes. And in addition to that, you also have to create an ad. There has to be an ad spend connected to the offer in order to do it. So we are working towards integrating that. But things to keep in mind is that you will have to have enough likes in order to do it for primarily for your outlets. I'm sure most of your corporate pages already have plenty of likes. But you will also have to have your account enabled for Facebook advertising in order to do that. So if that is something that you will want to do, you'll likely want to get started on preparations for that now. At any rate, some of the other additions here you'll see is that in Foursquare, you can now post to your venues. This is something that Foursquare added a little while ago. Is status updates for venues. They actually, around the same time, removed the ability to shout as a profile, as an individual. Shouts are now limited to just check-ins. You can shout at the time that you check in somewhere, but you cannot just initiate a shout independently. So Foursquare now has changed here in Speak so that you only see the venues that are connected to your Foursquare account if you would like to post through those venues. The neat things about that is that status update will appear for in the feed, in the news feed, the Foursquare news feed for people who check into your venue often or who have liked your venue. And additionally, when someone checks into your venue, they'll see if your recent status updates after they check in. So it's kind of like having a having a chalkboard at your store. So of today's specials or things like that, things that you might want to alert someone to who's a frequent customer or who has checked into your venue. So very neat feature there. Additionally, the other big thing, obviously, is that we have added Google+. This is still a very closed and restricted API, so we're very pleased to be able to bring it to our clients. It is for Google+ business pages only. So if you're using Google+ through your Google+ profile, at this point there is no way to post through that through an API. It doesn't exist yet, closed or otherwise. So this is Google+ business pages. So you can post status updates to your pages, you can post rich links to your pages, you can post photos to your pages, and you can do all of that in Speak here now. So very pleased to be able to offer this, and we'll take a look at where those posts show up in Listen and how you can moderate them a little bit later on. And then you have your other platforms that you're used to having in here. All of the different platforms that we've had available before. No major changes here in terms of the platforms, use of the platforms. You still have your preview of the post, what it's going to look like. You can still edit that, modify it however you'd like. And in the case of accounts that do have social flow, you'll see your social flow rating there before you post. And then on the last page here, when we're scheduling a post, we'll see the platforms that we've selected, how where we're going to post that to, have the option of scheduling it for a later date and time, just like you have before. If you have Twitter selected, you'll also see the option to repost your tweet and optimize it for social flow, those same options that have existed in the past. And then you can submit your post. One thing I will point out for Google Plus, if you are uploading a photo, that might take a little bit longer for the post to complete, just because it does have to be uploaded to Google servers before it can be added to the post. But really, we're talking about 10 to 15 seconds. We're not talking a long period of time. But just to be aware, if you do run into it, it might take a little bit longer. And then you'll see your Facebook ads if you want to post a Facebook ad regarding the post you've just submitted. In the case that you do have ads enabled, you'll be able to do that here. Now, I want to show real quickly an addition that has been made for users that require approval from another corporate user. So I've now switched over to a different account, and I'm just going to throw together an example really quick here. If in this case the user that I'm logged in as does not have permission to post without approval, so anything that this user posts has to go to another user on the account for approval. And you've seen in the past the approval chains we can set up, as well as those different settings that are in the admin panel for choosing who can approve posts and who can't. This is directly in relation to that. So now, as this person who requires approval after I submit my post, I'm going to be prompted to set an expiration date. And apparently it's not working for me right now. I wanted to do it real quick, but I will make sure that you all see that. When you post that, you'll see that you set an expiration date for the approval. So essentially, if I've posted something that is time sensitive, that has to go out by a certain date and time, and if it doesn't, it shouldn't go out at all. I can set an expiration date for that approval, so that it just will be removed from the queue if someone doesn't approve it by that time. And it looks just like the scheduling that you already see. And I apologize, it did not work in the browser scenario that I had set up there. But we'll run through quickly Speak Local. This is primarily the same as what you've seen in Speak Corporate. Again, choose the campaign, put in your post, select the outlets that you'd like to post to, filter in any way that you'd like to. You can filter your outlets by tags, by states, by platforms that they have connected, all of those different things. And then choose the platforms that you'd like to post to. And in this case, on this account, the outlets do have to approve my post before they go out. So I then see a preview here of the post for each of the outlets. So Java 121 Kenosha, it's going to look like this. Java 1 Eden Prairie, it's going to look like this. If I've got merge fields, if I'm using those merge fields for address or outlet name or contact name or website or any of those different things, I'll be able to preview all of that here before it actually gets sent through to those platforms. So we'll go back to Speak. Otherwise, the rest of the Speak Local stuff remains essentially the same as what you've seen before, so I don't want to spend too much time on it because we do have a lot to go through here today. And I'd like to move on to fanlets at this point. So we'll start with corporate fanlets. There are a lot of big additions here. So we'll choose a page that we want to put our fanlet on. And the first thing I'm going to see here in the list of tabs is I'll see all the tabs that I currently have installed. This one actually has a lot of tabs installed. And then down at the bottom, I see additional tabs that are available to me. So previously, you had to install the tabs before you came into Speak to actually publish your fanlet. Now you can install the tab on the fly. So I can say, this is the tab that I really want to install it onto. And we're going to continue to make different versions of the tabs that already have images and names and icons that are similar to the types of fanlets that you might be building, like one for Q&A and one for photo contest and those different types of things, so that they're already geared towards the type of fanlet that you might be publishing onto them. So a less generic approach, a more customized approach. So choosing the fanlet tab that I'd like to install, I'll move next into building a fanlet, and we'll put something together real quick here. I'll choose an image from my library and throw in a link for the coupon. And now another big addition here is that down at the bottom, after confirming the destination, I'll see that I have the option of adding a fan gate to this. So if I have a fan gate or I have a coupon or something along those lines and I want to fan gate it, I have the option of doing that here. So I can click and add the fan gate. I'll see the image, what that fan gate, what image we're going to use for the fan gate when I post it. And then, in order for someone viewing that tab on my Facebook page, they will have to like the page before they're able to see the fanlet, the application behind that fan gate. And then down at the bottom, you'll see another new addition here is the option to expire your fanlet. So I've got a special offer, a coupon or something along those lines, and I don't want it to, and I want it to expire at midnight on a Friday night, and I don't want to actually be there. I don't want to be near a computer to log in to expire it, so I can set my expiration date for that fanlet, and then immediately at that time of day, we will remove that fanlet from your Facebook tab, and it will no longer be available. If you already have something published, if you had something published to that tab prior to this fanlet, it will revert back to that. Otherwise, if you have nothing else installed on that tab, if someone clicks on that tab, it will redirect them back to your Facebook wall. Now, you can also set up, you can schedule another fanlet to go up at the same time that this one comes down. However you'd like to do that. But this will revert to whatever was up there before. So if you want to have a generic image or a generic fanlet published there, when you post another one and expire it, it will revert back to that one. So those are the big changes on fanlets. We'll be continuing to build out the fanlets. As you already know, there are a number of fanlets that we can customize for your accounts. The one that I'm demoing in here has very generic options, not a whole lot of options. We will be continuing to build that out, and we of course always want to hear from our clients on what you're looking for. So those are the big things in Speak. Additionally, we have platform ads down here. If you do have Facebook advertising enabled, this is where you'll find it. You will put together your collateral for your ad, an image, the text for it, select Facebook, and if you're creating an ad for an external URL, you put that here. If you're creating an ad for a Facebook page, you put that here, and you'll be able to preview and post it really the same way that you've been able to do things in the past. Not huge changes there in the advertising, but that is where you will find it. And I believe our team is going to be doing a webinar next week for all of you about some of the different types of advertising that are available on the social platforms. So you can learn more about that next week. I do encourage you to join our team for that. And then local PR is something that will be coming down the road. For those of you who have joined us in the Engage121 application, who previously were using our grassroots PR application, we're looking to bring that functionality into Engage for you, so you can do it all in one place, and that's what will be coming soon in the area down there. Now, I know there's a lot here, but I do want to make sure that I show you the changes in reporting, the addition of the campaign reports, as well as the management of your Google Plus pages. So we're going to move on. If you do have questions, please do contact your client services rep or your client services team, or Jenny is, of course, monitoring the questions functionality in the GoToWebinar software here, so you can, of course, submit your questions there as well, and we'll follow up with you anything that she can't answer immediately. Now, as we click into evaluate, obviously the first thing you see here is now a new tab called Engage121 Analytics. What you will continue to see building out here are predefined reports. So reports that you don't have to don't take a whole lot of setup to build. So for accounts that have reputation analysis set up for all of their outlets that are rolling up the reviews and the presence, and we've looked at some of this in the past as well. You would see that that report enabled here. And then for accounts that do have the OA application enabled for all of your outlets, you will see the OA PAR, the Program Activity Report, here. And then for all accounts, you'll now see the campaign reports enabled. So clicking on campaign reports, you'll see in the drop-down the different campaigns that you have that you've created. And in this case, obviously my Java 1-to-1 platforms don't get a whole lot of activity, so I don't have a ton to show you here. But you can see that I've set up 3 objectives: fans and followers, web link clicks, mentions, and then this is where the description field shows up. So when you saw earlier where I was creating a campaign, this is where the description will show up, so I can enter a custom description for my goal. And then you'll see a chart that's tracking that metric over time. And if you have something on here that's kind of blowing out the rest of the numbers, if you click on the name here, you can deselect it, and your chart will change dynamically so that you can see more detail on some of the smaller lines or things along those lines. Then below the chart, you'll see the ticker here, this donut graph that's showing you what percentage of your goal has been met. So in this case, I want to increase my fans and followers by 100. Not a huge goal, but something very large for just a demo account. And you'll see that at this point, over the past couple of days that this has been created, I have accomplished 8% of that goal. So this will continue to fill in. That chart will continue to fill in as I proceed, as I progress through my goals. And when it does reach 100%, if I haven't reached the end date, it will continue to increase above 100%. So it'll be greater than 100%. I'll see that I have not just met but exceeded my goal, my objective for that campaign. So the first thing we're seeing here are the objectives that we set for the campaign. Then we'll also be able to see a summary of the metrics that are being reported here. So the reach of the post, the number of shares, the likes, the comments, replies and retweets, clicks on my links. I can see a quick summary of all those different metrics here. And for greater detail, I can click on the Post tab, and I'll see the actual posts that were sent out for that campaign and the individual metrics for each one of those posts. So how often it's getting shared, which ones have the most reach. So I can really see how my posts have been performing through the different platforms. Which types of posts? You'll see the type of post. So if it's just a status update, I'll just see the icon for status. If it's a photo post, I'll see the icon for the photo. So you'll see the types of posts that are being created that are getting most activity. So right now you can't click through this, but we will be expanding the functionality here in the very near future to not only click through to view the original post, but also click through for more detail on the reach of the post, the type of reach, whether it was paid versus viral versus organic. So you'll be able to click through and see all of that. And then we will we'll move on to account here. We are kind of going past our time, but there are a couple more things that I do want to show you quickly. I do apologize for running a little long here. Back in account under connections is where you will find Google+. Now this is again Google+ pages only. So when I click on Google+, it's going to ask me to allow access to Engage121. And in the case that I have a number of pages connected to my account, it will connect all of those here to Engage, and I can remove the ones that I don't want to use. So once I've got Google+ connections added here, I'll be able to create filters in Listen where I'm able to moderate my Google+ posts. So the first or second filter I have here is for Google+. We'll take a look at that, and you can see now my own posts, Java 1-to-1. You can see those here, and I have a little delete post, delete icon next to it, so I can delete any of my own posts. You'll also see the posts of any page or person that I follow on Google+. So in this case, the Java 1-to-1 page follows Engage121. So all of the Engage1-to-1 posts on Google+ will show up in my feed. So I can click on Engage and I can comment on that post as my page. And one of the unique things about Google+ is that it's not just pages. I can also follow individuals. I can follow profiles. I can follow my customers, my clients on Google+ as the page. And if they post things that they've permitted me to see based on the privacy settings, I'm able to comment on those. I'm able to comment on what my clients and customers are saying. So a lot of great features there. Additionally, for my own posts, if someone does comment on it, I'll be able to see the comments. And in the case of something that, if someone said something that comments on my post and I want to moderate that, it's not appropriate for my page, you'll see that I have icons here for deleting posts that were made to my Google+ page posts. Excuse me. It's a mouthful there. But so you are able to moderate just the way that you're able to moderate your Facebook page comments on your posts and things of that nature. So very happy to be able to provide this for our clients. We know it was something that was very often requested. We had a lot of clients that were looking forward to it. So we're very happy to be able to provide that, and we'd love to hear from you on how you're using it, how you'd like to use it. In addition, we'd love to hear from all of you on the campaigns, what you would like to see there in terms of campaign reporting and campaign management. It's something that we had a lot of requests for, but not a whole lot of clarity on what our clients wanted to do with it. So we would love to hear from you on what you'd like to do with it, what sort of things you'd like to measure, and if it's data that we can get, if it's things that we can do, we absolutely will add those into that campaign reporting. So again, a lot of big features in here, a lot of additions into Speak. And I apologize that I did have to run through everything so quickly, but there was a lot to go through. We will continue to revisit and go into some of the different sections in greater detail in the coming weeks. But I do encourage you to begin using it and looking at how it's working for you, letting us know how it's working for you, what sort of additions you'd like to see made. We'd love to hear from you. It's a big release, and we're very proud of it. We're very happy about it. But we want to hear what you think. So thank you all for joining us this week. As always, please find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, find us on YouTube. We do record these webinars and put them up on YouTube, so you can find all of the history of our webinars there. And thank you all again for joining us. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving last week, and we will see you back here next week to talk about advertising. Thank you.